if I actually plug the senders in, isn't it?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the wait, but I assure you it's worthwhile. In the previous episode, where we left off here, we managed to get it up, running, and out on a long road test. In this episode, which I have to say is a big one, we're going to be getting prepped for MOT, for the dyno, and you never know, maybe ready for its first track day. So, just to talk through why we're putting gauges on it, for those who don't know, the most important, in my opinion, is oil pressure. So how much blood we have flowing around the body. Oil temperature, how hot your blood is and whether it's going to cause damage. And this one, which is boost. So how much turbo pressure it's making. We need to know how much boost it's making because these suffer with the trapdoor sticking, for want of more elaborate explanation. And then it will overboost. It does feel very fast as well. So we're going to check that. And then when we're doing our road testing, we can establish whether it is actually making too much turbo pressure or not. We'll give you an idea of how tight it is. There may be groaning, so prepare yourself. If you're with children, they may think you're watching something inappropriate. So it's a tapered thread, so it shouldn't screw all the way in. For the moment it's not screwing in at all. Hello. So we've connected the senders up now under the bonnet. All cable tied up. We've run it through a very helpfully found grommet hole under the dash. These are our sender wires. Yeah. And I've made a little sub harness, so I've just connected them all together. The 4 wires, so we have ignition, permanent 12-volt feed, an illumination, and a ground. So most of that we can take off the back of the cigarette lighter. I have removed these dreaded Scotch blocks. We will not be using those. Yes, and then we can power everything up and get them working. Okay, so we're ghetto wired in just for testing purposes. Try and keep the wires as separate as possible. So here we go. So we're going to go on with the key, self sweep, yes. Then we do illumination, that works. Check it's not in gear. And then we do some starting. Oh, might have if I actually plugged the senders in, wouldn't it? Obviously, as soon as we plugged the senders in, it all worked perfectly. Bit of wiring with the soldering iron, and away we went. Here are some of the parts that I'll be using prior to MOT. Working from the left to right, we've got new oil and filter, new sample, manifold heat shield, and even a new steering wheel. Next up, it was time to take an oil sample. If any of you have seen the previous episodes, you'll see that sometimes, unless you're an octopus, you're going to make a big mess. So let's see if I make a big mess. Next up is changing the clutch slave cylinder. As you can see, it started to leak. I think this is why it was hard to get the car into gear. The clutch slave cylinder works by using hydraulic pressure to push the clutch and disengage it from the engine. This is what allows you to change gear. So, remove these 2 bolts and this one line and it's ready to remove. Then, simply push this rod and then that's it. It's ready to be refitted. So, with the clutch bled to remove any excess air trapped in the pipes, it's time to finish the service, drop the car down, and head off to MOT. As you can imagine, MOT was a formality. Big shout out to Steve, my main man, for giving me the relevant paperwork I need to get number plates for this car. As I got home, I thought I'd treat it to a bit of sound and a bit more performance. Hi, we are now at Dyno Day. Very exciting. Hopefully I won't take my engine home in a bag. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's get it in. With the car strapped down, Bob, the operator, wasted no time in putting the Evo through its paces. The beauty of a dyno, or rolling road, is that the car can be put through its paces whilst monitoring all of its vital signs. Having run the car in a steady state, it was time to look at the data and logs on the car. Surprisingly, everything looked super healthy, so now it was time to make a power run and see what horsepower it would make. Second pull of the day made 310 horsepower and it feels every single one. Can't wait to get this thing out on the track. Do you know what? It's only now, watching this back, that I realise how crazy it was that we had such little issues with this car and dyno. It's testament to how great these cars actually are. That after 10 plus years, with a bit of TLC and an average amount of money, she is back and ready to be driven how she was designed to do so. It seems appropriate that the car was ready just before my birthday, and anyone who knows me knows I like it real clean. Look at that filth, oh my god. I've been absolutely desperate to get involved with cleaning this car. To start with, I thought I'd clean in the bay. So using a combination of fallout cleaner, that removes any iron particles, G101 multi-cleaner and the steam cleaner, I think it's fair to say it came up a fair amount better. And then it was on to the outside. As you can see, things quickly escalated. It was time for all the lights out and a good machine polish. I was just enjoying myself. So there you go. Have a few before and after shots of the car. Speaking of enjoyment, if this is the kind of content that you enjoy, please consider subscribing. It's free and it means that I'll be able to make you more content like this moving forward. Welcome back. Back on the Evo, back in the garage. So, as you can see, quite tired, and we are going to do the prep now for our track day on Saturday. It's currently Monday. I'm waiting for parts to arrive. I've also been to Scotland and travelled 962 miles in 27 hours. Those in America, anyone watching who says that's like popping to the shops, it's not in England when you've got torrential rain and little roads. So yeah, let's get this done. Exciting news today, we have actually ordered some microphones. Having done some editing of the earlier videos, yeah, the sound quality is pretty poor. So apologies for that. And moving forward, I think probably within this episode, we'll see a drastic improvement in the sound quality. As part of the performance upgrades, we'll be fitting these brand new to me BC coilovers, as well as better pads and high performance fluid. So with one leg removed, it was time to go to the other side and remove the other damper. So I thought I'd jump on the camera and just give you an idea of the crazy ride height drop. They must be taller than standard, surely, as it was a rally car. But yeah, that's how much lower it's going to be. The days of 2 seconds on and off the ramp may be over today, which is sad but good. Hello, people of the internet. Got a problem with my car. I believe that the diff bolt may have sheared inside the front diff. Yeah, it's now Thursday afternoon and we need to be on the truck realistically by Monday afternoon. Sorry, Saturday afternoon. So yeah, we're gonna pull the front diff out Hopefully these are broken, because it is definitely making some very funky noises, which is a bit disturbing, but thanks to the guy I met with the bonnet, sorry, I found this is a common problem. So Ross Bolt, thank you, they're here now. Let's get the front diff out and let's see if they're broken. As I mentioned in the caption, the front diff or differential allows wheels to turn at different speeds. I'm not going to go into details. Feel free to ask your AI assistant, or if you're in the Stone Age, ask Google or YouTube how they work. Firstly, I removed the oil and then attempted to remove the turbo bolts. This is one of the most difficult things I've done on the car so far, especially given that the consequences of breaking these bolts would mean a full strip down and almost certainly missing the track day. I was extremely relieved when they broke off. Next up, it was prop, drive shafts, and we were ready to remove the diff. So with the drive shafts out, it would be rude not to give them a good clean out and a repack of grease. So that's what I'll be doing. Then it was back onto the diff and try and catch as much rust in my mouth as I could. As you can see, it worked really well. So with the casing removed, it's time to actually remove the differential. It's funny how fast you can work when you've got a track day looming. So I've removed the outside of the casing, and it's time to have a look inside. And there's a problem. This will become more relevant as the episode continues. Then it's time to remove the crown wheel from the diff. Good morning. So it's the morning after the night before, and we're going to continue. It's now Friday morning. It's 7:15. So as you may have seen in the previous video, I took the differential apart. So you take this cover off, and then in the side, that's where the bolts are. Well, mine doesn't have those bolts. So you might say, why not? It was a great question. The reason being that this is an aftermarket differential. So we're going to put the drive shafts back together. I have a list. I'll show you the list. We'll quickly run through that now. And yeah, we've got to try and find a seal. So that's where my big problem lies. So yeah, this is where the seal, this is the problem. And I thought it was weird, because as I took it apart, I thought, I haven't touched that. So why is it so damaged? I thought, well, possibly when I take it apart. But no, it was when they fitted the aftermarket differential. So, got some help today. Hopefully we can get one of these. If we can't get one of these, it's all off, is the answer. So, yeah, as soon as the shop's open at 8:30, I'm going to try and get one of those. In the meantime, I'm going to build up the drive shafts, so they're ready to go. I've got a list of other bits I can be getting on with. So, yeah, there you go. So, in the words of Borat, I'm going to need success. By the time I had the seal, it was probably lunchtime, and all that I had to do now was get it all back together so we can get to that track day. I'm back. Transfer boxes in. We're getting there. We are getting there. I think it might happen, you know. Sorting out getting the seat fitted. She's probably going to hear in a minute and probably deafen us. My microphone did not turn up. Thank you, Currys. But alas, however much I would love to spend the next 20 minutes complaining about Currys and their inability to drop off my microphones, I was not able to do that. Firstly, I started by cable tying all of the vacuum lines to prevent either a vacuum or boost leak. Next up, it was time to remove the bonnet pins, which inevitably meant getting the grinder out. Then it was off to a quick trip down to IA Motorsports to have the alignment done, and then she was ready. Oh yeah, I got a puncher as well. I just want to say a massive thanks to the following. I'm going to put your name on the screen because otherwise it sounds like I'm doing a terrible rap. and I will see you lot next time for the track day.